The really promising stat for him, 17 strikeouts and 5 walks. The first pitch of New Year's Eve settles in for a strike to Jake McKenzie.
I like that.
I think Moylan did that on purpose. Popped into center field. Settling under it is Jacob Robson, who's going to camp and make the catch for out number 1.
Just kind of see how far he goes, and the Aces have a rested bullpen behind him.
For the capital city. That one settles in for a strike, and it's a 1-2 count to Roederer, a left-on-left matchup. Gets his money's worth when it comes to accuracy. Here's the payoff. Roederer holds up the swing, and it's a called third strike. Steve Kent gets the first K of the day. Number 18 on the season for him.
The full count pitch there to come back with a fastball in the outer half. Tough pitch for Cole to handle.
Scored on an error back in the 9th inning after leading off the frame with a walk. This time he hits one high in the air into the left field gap. Burke going towards it, but Robson calls him off, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Jacob Robson leading things off. A scoreless tie in the bottom of the first inning, and Phil Pfeiffer will send the first pitch in there for a called strike as Robson pulls the bunt back.
Make up ground against the Perth Heat, against the Adelaide Giants. And it's not too late to make up that ground. I mean, there's a lot of baseball left to be played.
That's part of the reason that the lineup got shuffled around a little bit. Robson being very successful getting on the base in prior games, but not the case there. He bounces to second for out number 1.
You know, it doesn't really matter what spot you're in the lineup. When you go up to the plate, your job is to hit, and it doesn't matter whether you're 3, 4, 5, 1, 9, whatever it is.
I mean, it's always good to mix things up, as that one is lifted into center field. Easy play for Roederer for out number 2.
For the most part, it's the same lineup, every guy at the same position, day in, day out. But modern-day baseball, it's not like that. You move guys around in the field and in the lineup. You figured that they'd have a chance to take advantage of it with the handedness throughout this lineup.
The pitch. Glendinning bounces that one. A diving play by Quitzer. He's going to fire to first, and it skips over the first baseman's glove. Should be an infield hit for Glendinning. That's why you put him in the 3 spot, Mike. Skoll hammers that into right field, and that's going to be a base hit. Glendinning will pull up at second base. So the Aces stringing together back-to-back hits. And Darryl George in a position to drive a couple runs home. He takes the first pitch, a called strike on the outside corner. Drafted by their rival LA Dodgers in the 3rd round of the 2015 MLB draft. 1-2. Swing and a miss. There's strike 3. So it's Phil Pfeiffer who gets the better of the reigning Helms Award winner, but not without some promise from the Aces. First pitch to Perkins in there for a called strike. You love to see former teammates going head-to-head.
It's just a mental game at this point right now.
0-1. That's it high in the air, down the right field line and foul. Kent, the 1-2. Breaking ball settles in there for a called strike 3. So Steve Kent fools his former catcher for the first out of the 2nd inning.
Kind of buckled his knees, froze him right there, taking a look at the All-Star Access Higher replay. Look at that curveball. That thing snapped off.
Now, this is also not the first time we've seen Steve Kent and Phil Pfeiffer in the same game together. 1-0. He lets the fastball go by him for a called strike. 7 strikeouts, no walks, no runs, and 2 saves. So that's got to bode well for Aces fans, Kent and Pfeiffer in the same game together. Was hit by a pitch and homered in his last 3, scoring each time. Not there, though. Steve Kent freezing the Cavalry left fielder in the early goings of this start. 2 outs here as Monaroa fouls that off his foot, so he's going to take some time to walk around the batter's box. Yeah, just not a fun place to get a hard foul off. And Monaroa hits the ball hard, and once again, he fouls it off himself.
I think that one went off his shoulder, so.
Kent, in his windup, he kicks and deals. Called strike 3. Stephen Kent strikes out the side, freezing Canberra batters en route to a perfect inning. And we have, once again, a really great crowd here at Melbourne Ballpark. But Burke down in the count 0-2.
The weather's been fantastic as well, so why wouldn't you want to come out to the ballpark, see a game, and grab some food?
Burke lines this one into right field. Short run for Garbella, who makes the grab, and there's the first down of the inning.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I get that from a player's perspective. You know, you've been a catcher for decades in your career, Who wants to hop off a cross-world flight and then the next day have to see 90s fastballs in the high 90s and breaking balls?
That's hit high in the air, but right to Cole Roeder in center field. 2 gone, and LaVarnway is still looking for his first ABL hit. But it's true. I mean, hitting is widely considered the most difficult thing for an athlete to do. J.D. Osborne, a guy who's been doing in the minor leagues for a couple of years, been part of the Marlins system since 2015, but there he bounces out to second base in a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Melbourne Aces. Yeah, this is about as good as he's looked. He's locating the ball incredibly well. If you can get 3 straight strikeouts looking, I mean, that's a darn difficult thing to do.
First start of the series for Edwards. Next one from Kent's over, and he continues to paint that outside corner with the fastball to right-handed hitters. Kent looking for another punchy. Can he do it here? Lefty readies the 2-strike pitch. Hit in the air down the left field line. Burke gives chase. It one hops the base of the wall. Picked up on the warning track. Going to be close at second, but Edwards slides in safe ahead of the tag. And it's a leadoff double here in the third. First base runner for Canberra.
Not easy to field a ball off the top of the wall, but Burke got there quickly and made this a really close play at second base.
Making a couple highlight reel stops at third. And here's a productive out from Quitzer. Dale flips over to first. 4-3 on the putout, but Edwards moves up to third. Well, the 2 on the right side are in. The 2 on the left side, Osborne and Glendenning, about halfway. There's a called strike. It's 0-1.
That's the textbook shift when you have a guy 90 feet from home.
Swing and a miss. A good curveball diving down in the zone. Quickly 0-2. George got his feet on the edge of the grass. 0-2, swing and a miss. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Out number 2 for Steve Kent. Kent working out of the stretch. Fires a fastball over for a strike. And it's been a good piece out of the Aces bullpen this year, now getting a chance to start games. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a man on third. Kent looking to get out of it. Here's his pitch. Fastball just missed off the plate. And it's a full count walk. 5 more strikeouts to his line tonight. Roederer swings at the first pitch and sends one into center field. Robson makes the grab, and the threat is over. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. Bottom 3 in Melbourne, no score between the Aces and the Cavalry. Game 3 of 4 this series. The Cavalry took each of the first 2 games. Now the Aces looking baseball on New Year's Eve. First time that Josh and I have been able to say that in our lives, as O'Neill sends one out to short. O'Neill saw 3 pitches, and he is retired for out number 1 here in the third. Robson bounced to second his first time up, getting a shot in the leadoff spot tonight for Peter Moylan. This one sent high in the air center field. Looks like Roederer's under it, and he drifts a little bit into left center and makes the grab. Dale continues to bounce around the infield for the Aces. Back at second base tonight. He started the series opener there, and then
when he goes back to the States and plays for the Padres system, they put him mostly at second.
Hard hit liner into right center for a base hit. It's the 3rd hit of the game for the Aces. All 3 hits for Melbourne have come with 2 outs. 1-0. Another ground ball to the left side. Fielded by Quitzer. A fair ball. Throws high. It gets away from Boss Monaroa. Dale around third. He's held up there. Glendenning stops at first. And the Aces have runners at the corners with 2 down here in the third. Just 1 strikeout for him. He's pitching to contact well. He gets a swing and a miss, and or on the board first in both of the first 2 games of this series, and then they extended both leads in the later part of the games. Glendenning goes. Here's the 3-2. Called strike 3 on the outer half. Skull knew it, and the inning is over.
That Edwards double in the last inning. Everything else has been pretty weakly hit out to center.
There's a strike on the outer half until he joined the Aces before the start of the 2022-2023 season. Here's Steve's 2-1. Flipped in the air down the right field line. We'll see if Skull can get there. He's over towards the netting. And it looked like he made the grab as he reached back. Tough angle for us up here in the booth. But Skull makes the grab for out number 1.
Let his body on the line. But a difficult angle to see here. You take a look at Skull, though, going right up to the edge and making the catch. A really nice play.
And that was, we're talking a guy who's bounced back and forth between the bullpen and the starting rotation. 18 strikeouts, 8 walks. Opponents hit 194 against him that year. This one's blasted to deep left center. Burke gives chase. That one is off the warning track and then off the wall. It's a stand-up double for Robbie Perkins.
Pulled right down the line. This one in the gap. And that was just a pitch that Kent left right all over the middle of the plate. Happy that one stayed in the ballpark.
A couple doubles for Canberra.
Yeah, if you can get single-digit walks in a season, that's just impressive. Ever since I saw that, I think Texas A&M guy do it, I've always wanted to.
1-2, swing and a miss. Pugh down on strikes. Another strikeout for Steve Kent. Give him 6 now. Left on left for Kent. A chance to get out of it and throwing up another 0 on that scoreboard. It's been 2 weeks since Kent pitched in a game, and it feels like he hasn't missed a beat. Lazy fly ball to center. And Robson's under it, and the inning is over. The Melbourne Aces' most recent championship team. A guy who's been having a lot of fun this week. George chops a ball foul, but
accepting a coaching position in the Arizona Diamondbacks minor league system during the U.S. season.
Little cue shot out to second, and George is retired to start the 4th. Well, here's another guy who's been a part of championship culture. Darryl George, who made the last out. One of them, Chris Burke, another guy who's been here for a couple championship runs. Here's the 3-1. Looked like a changeup there from Phil. And it's 3-2 on Burke. Well, the next batter struck out both times to end the inning. Now Burke fights one off the hands and dumps one into right, but Garbella's over and makes the grab for out number 2. And then he caught 12 innings the next day. Well-deserved day off yesterday. He's back in the lineup tonight. That's probably when the jet lag really started to wear in. That second full day as he sends one high in the air, deep left field. Pugh goes back, but he'll just turn and watch it fly. Fire me up, Ryan Lavarnway. His first ABL hit is a home run. And for the first time this series, the Aces are on the board first.
And that Adelaide series is going to be a big one. That's a divisional contest. Adelaide's second overall record in the league right now. And the Aces are going to see fireworks after the game. There are going to be fireworks just about everywhere in about 6 hours.
Sent on the ground to short. McKenzie has it on 2 hops over to first to end the inning.
Edwards, Quitzer, and Garbella against Stephen Kent, who gets the first pitch, foul down the right field line for an 0-1 count. 2-1. Popped high in the air, foul territory down the first base side. George edges towards the fence, and that's going to end on the netting over the All-Star bar. Or pinch ran for, excuse me. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Steve Kent on the inside fastball. Strikeout number 7 and out number 1 of the 5th. We've seen pitchers duels the last couple of nights. This is the first time the Aces have had a lead all series as Quitzer popped this one up to the foul territory of the third base side. Osborne giving chase and makes the grab, shielding the sun from his eyes in the process. 1 pitch to Quitzer, 2 outs here in the 5th. Giovanni Garbella, who has played the 1 position this series, 3 games in the 9-hole in right field for Canberra, takes the first pitch for a called strike. Aces got the run on Lavarnway's homer last inning. Now the 1-0. That's hit in the air out to left center field. Robson gives chase, but he makes the play off a bounce. And it is a 2-out single for Giovanni Garbella. First hit that didn't go for extra bases for Canberra. So the lineup card turns over. Now Jake McKenzie will step up to the plate. He takes the first pitch. Fastball outside corner. He has reached base in every single game in this series. 1-1, hit hard to second base. Diving, but under the glove of Jared Dale. Holding up at second base is Garbella, and consecutive hits for Canberra for the first time. 2 on, 2 out for Cole Roederer. Up with 2 on and 2 outs here in the 5th. Kent deals. Inside corner, fastball, 0-1. McKenzie on first, Garbella on second, 1-1. Roederer slices this one foul, and Kent's a strike away from ending the threat. The pitch. Hard line drive over the glove of George, and that's going in the corner and right. 1 run will score. This game is tied, and the next one holds up at third base. So Cole Roederer ties things up with an RBI double.
We're able to get on base, Garbella, McKenzie, and Roederer. got good pitches to hit, and they did damage with them.
And fatigue or not, John Kennedy is starting his warm-ups in the Aces bullpen, but 2 outs in the 5th for Cam Warner. The pitch. Called first strike on the outside corner. 0-2 in his first year with the Aces. Fouled away by Warner, and Kent is 1 strike away. He's a strike away from doing so. 1-2. Wave and a whiff, strike 3. Steve Kent strikes out the final batter of the 5th after letting up a run. Josh Sperber, Mike Marcantonini here, as O'Neill awaits the pitch from Pfeiffer, fouls this away, and it's 1-1. Primary catcher playing DH to allow the 10-year Major League vet to catch. A walk-off grand slam in the second game of the Geelong series. 2-2. Swing and a miss. There's strike 3. Robson reached on a fielder's choice and a single, driving in a run as well. Here he reaches on a 4-pitch walk, all the way to third base on an error by the third baseman. Robson's off on the first pitch, slides feet first, and is tagged out. Second time he's been caught. Time Robbie Perkins knew it was coming. A quick pop up, and Robson 0-1. Swing and a miss, and it's strike 2 to Dale. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 strikeouts, and the Aces go down in order in the 5th. And we have our first pitching change of the day, brought to you by our friends at punt123.bet. John Kennedy coming into the game, a longtime member of the Melbourne Aces, making his 7th relief appearance. First pitch is fouled away by Robbie Perkins.
Wasn't sure how long he was going to go. I think this is probably about right. I thought maybe 6, maybe 7 if you're lucky, but this probably makes sense.
Weak grounder to the pitcher. Kennedy spins around, fires to first, beating Perkins by a step. And there's the first down of the inning. Frame to get to that baseball.
What he lacks in speed off that rubber, he makes up for in an incredibly brilliant throw.
4-seamer, a change, and a curve are his 3 pitches, and now he'll face Tillman Pugh.
Love watching this guy pitch, I'll be honest with you.
Here's the 0-1. Hit off the end of the bat, and it's 0-2. But Kennedy came in with runners on base just out of the blue, and he did really well. Kent started today, so that 4th spot is pretty open. 1-0. Swing and a miss to Boss Monaroa, and it's 1-1.
Of course, Canberra come right back and tie it up where we are for a lot of this series.
Ooh. And the 1-1 hits Monaroa on the front shoulder. He'll smile before heading on to first base. To close Kent's line after this pitch, 1-0, lifted into foul territory, foul towards the All-Star bar. Doing it against his old team, no less.
Absolutely.
Chopped foul, and it's 1-2. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 strikeouts to end the inning for John Kennedy, and a nice start to his game. Bottom of the 6th and a brand new ball game in Melbourne. 1-1 as Robbie Glendinning fouls the first pitch of the bottom 6th off of his shoe. Here's the 1-1.
And we already talked about Kent, obviously, for the Aces, but you're right.
Payoff pitch, hit to short, a sliding stop by McKenzie. He's going to fire to first, and the defense continues to impress for Canberra. 1 gone, and Robbie Glendinning robbed of a base hit.
Here on a replay, sharply hit. Look at that glove work. Great throw to first.
I only tell the truth. Skoll has reached base in now all 7 of his games at Melbourne Ballpark. 1-1, swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
There are plenty of options.
2-2, swing and a miss, and it's strike 3. 2 straight strikeouts for Skoll. He has been the strikeout victim 2 of the 5 times Pfeiffer has sent the Aces down on strikes. He's the guy you expect to hit. Right. And another sliding stop. Jake McKenzie impressing a golden glove for the shortstop as he robs the Aces of 2 base hits in a quick 1, 2, 3, 6 inning.
That would be the name of a painting
Yes.
if we had it up on the wall here.
Exactly right. It is another beautiful night, Mike. Great to be here with you and Josh earlier.
Tough to wrap my head around, but it's fun thinking about it. Ground ball to the right side. It's through into right field, so Quitzer has a leadoff base hit here in the 7th. Kennedy goes to the plate there and gets a swing and a miss from Garbella. Another breaking ball from John. The Cavalry strung together 3 hits to tie the game. John Kennedy's been good. Here's a guy you've seen a good amount of over the years.
I was saying that to Josh earlier in the last inning. Big bomb of his young career. Young Aces career, I should say.
Here's a chopper to short. Could be 2. Glendinning, Dale, George. Ooh. He beat it at first, but the Aces get the lead man. And there's 1 down here in the top of the 7th. So a fielder's choice. And Garbella is the man at first. Now back to the top of the order, other than being at the ballpark from time to time.
I do indeed. We've got really good friends who have a pool.
To be somewhere where you could jump in the pool on New Year's Eve and not freeze. I like that. 1-1 from Kennedy, tap foul. My first warm weather New Year's Eve. There's a ground ball to first. Nice play by George over to second. Back to first. In time. Wow. 3-6-3 on the inning-ending double play. Scoreless frame. Darryl George and Robbie Glendinning flash in the leather. Take a look at this replay. George fielded it through to first in one motion, and then why not head back to the bag?
Absolutely right. And it's been a strange series, hasn't it? I mean, this is a very good team. And suddenly they're fired up and high-fiving and all that. The Aces are going, what do we need to do to win this thing? So,
and all it takes is one ball. I said it earlier to Josh. All it takes is one ball to fall, and you start stringing some hits together. You go double, single, double. You mix a couple homers in there. You got a leadoff walk here. Chris Burke, maybe that sparks a rally. So here's Lavarnway up for the 3rd time tonight. Burke's on first with no outs. Lavarnway's solo homer to left his last time up was his first ABL hit. You fly halfway across the world, 15 hours from L.A. to Melbourne. Now, he did get a direct flight. That helps. First may just be for him to buy his reliever a little more time. 2-2, Lavarnway hits one on the screws out to left, but this time right at Tillman Pugh. Not enough height or length on that one, but another hit ball. Hard hit ball from Lavarnway. 2 proud sponsors of the Aces as J.D. Osborne sends a line drive into right for a base hit. But the point being, plenty of good options drink-wise here at the ballpark. Burke at second, Osborne at first. O'Neill sends a liner into center. Burke held up for a second to see if it would be caught, and he's held up at third. So the bases are loaded now for the Aces after O'Neill's single. Walk, single, single is how they reached respectively. Robson swings at the first pitch and sends one to deep left center. This should score Burke. Chris tags from third. The throw goes to third. A sac fly for Jacob Robson, and the Aces regain the lead here in the 7th. Burke could tag and score easily. And the Aces in a pitcher's duel once again have a 1-run advantage.
it was one of those moments we talked about. Would be nice to have gotten a hit there, obviously, but beggars can't be choosers.
But Ed, Aces back on top after the sac fly and a chance to do more damage on this punt 1-2-3 pitching change. Aces looking for their first win of the series. 2-0 to Dale. Big cut there, chops it foul. Quick look at second for Boyce. Here's his 2-1 to Dale. Sends a breaking ball in the air, shallow center. Roeder under that one. He makes the grab, and the inning's over. In the Canberra order, Roeder, Warner, and Perkins. Well, Kennedy, the pitcher of record right now. Left on left, the 1-1 to Roeder is over for a strike.
I've been waiting all year for you to make that joke. Our marketing intern, because she's been waiting to make those jokes.
Fly ball to left center field. Burke's out there. Robson as well. That one's off the base of the wall. Roederer digging for second. He pulls up there. It's a leadoff double for Cole Roederer.
The Aces getting their first run of the game. He hit this ball really well. That was just a slider. Rare you see a lefty hit those in-out sliders off of another lefty. And I think that's going to be it for Kennedy.
Back with you on Aces TV. Kevin Lennox, the new pitcher for the Aces on this punt 1-2-3 pitching change. Possibly expecting a bunt from Warner. Warner not showing bunt, takes a strike from Lennox, 0-1.
They base their lineup on just getting hits at the right times in smart baseball.
Swing and a miss there. Lennox wasting no time pumping the cheese out of the pen. Highest leverage spot of the game so far, and the Aces go to their stopper. And that's what stoppers do. A big punch out for Lennox as he gets out number 1 in the 8th. Lennox keeping an eye on Roeder. Fastball fouled back, 1-1. Dale pinching up the middle. A big hole on that right side. 2-1. Breaking ball from Lennox there, and he got a swing and a miss. See what Lennox comes with here on 2-2, looking for back-to-back punch-outs. Got him. Breaking ball outside corner, and Perkins is down on strike. So 2 straight strikeouts for Lennox out of the pen.
Got a California connection for the Aces battery right now that's working pretty smoothly.
Fouled off, it's 1-1. Both Southern California guys. Lennox looking to make it 3 straight outs. Looks like he's got it here. Ground ball to short, Glendinning over to George, inning over. It's wild to think about. Ed and I talked about it. She knew you were going to celebrate New Year's first, so just get ahead. Glendinning takes a strike, 2-2. Kennedy 2 scoreless in relief of Steve Kent. 5 innings and 1 run ball, and now Glendinning's on to start the 8th. Worked the count full in singles for the second time in this one. Back-to-back multi-hit games for Robbie. Plenty of other hits sprinkled in between for the Aces, who now have 7. Here's Jake Skoll. He takes a strike. Change up down. 0-1.
Deep in the count was when he swung at the first pitch and singled in the first.
Skoll flicks one off the end of the bat into left field. First 2 men on for the Aces here in the 8th. See if he can find some outfield grass. Glendinning at second, Skoll at first. No outs, bottom 8. Pitch from Boyce, breaking ball over. Geelong Korea, 11-7 win over the Sydney Blue Sox. Ground ball back to the pitcher Boyce. They throw to second, got Skoll. But the Aces move Glendinning to third. George safe at first on the fielder's choice.
And the Aces got lucky a little bit there.
First pitch from Reeves to Burke. He shows bunt, and it's foul.
I think it's a shrewd idea by Peter Moylan.
Well, he's not showing bunt there, and he takes a strike. Looked a little low, but it's 2-2. In the infield isn't a surefire double play. And there's one way to get a run home. Ball gets away from Perkins. Glendinning slides in ahead of the tag. And the Aces add a run. It's 3-1 in the 8th.
Love the aggression from Robbie, and the Aces get a massive insurance run.
That was the number 1 key to the game tonight, Josh. Take advantage of mistakes. And the Aces able to capitalize and get an insurance run there. 3-2. Burke waves at it. He's down on strikes. Out number 2. That brings up Lavarnway.
Aces are in the lead. It's a beautiful night. That's as high as the vibes can get.
A couple cold ones after the game will only increase the vibes. Next one to Lavarnway. That missed inside. And Lavarnway draws a walk. Aces will take at least a 2-run advantage into the top of the 9th with likely Evan Rutsky on the mound to close it out. Osborne in a hitter's count. He sends a chopper to third. Quitzer handles it. Off-balance throw to Monaroa. And the inning is over.
It's Boss Monaroa, who's 3 games shy of a career 300. First pitch fouled away to make it 0-1. Obviously, it was 12-9 or 11-9 in that 8th, so he definitely has the length to at least get through 2 batters here in the previous inning, and that gets us and our 3-1 score. Hammered down the line, and Darryl George makes a diving play. Race to the bag, and George jogs into the pillow for out number 1.
You just don't want to deal with that. Look at this. That's a hot shot from Monaroa. Got it on the short hop. Had to sell out for it.
He had the first hit of the game for Canberra back in the 3rd, but has struck out swinging each of his last 2 at-bats. 0-1, chopped to second. Fielded easily by Dale. He'll scoop and fire to George for out number 2.
You like that plan?
I'm with it. That sounds like fun. First pitch in there for a called strike. And a trio of left-handed hitters coming up against the righty Lennox as he looks to earn a 6-out save. 0-1. Swing and a miss way in front of that breaking ball, and Canberra's down to their final strike. The 1-2. High fly ball into shallow left field. This could do it. Easing under it is Burke, and he's going to make the catch to end the year. That's it for 2022, and the Aces cap off the year with a victory. 3-1, the losing streak ends, and a huge win for the Melbourne Aces.